All right, I'm sitting here with Korey Collins. My name is Shane Nelson. You guys know me. Some of you know me already. Korey is a leading mind in understanding the English language and teaching it to both youth and adults. One of my favorite people on the planet, and I wanted to start this with him. Our website wraps around four things: mindset, influence, performance, conviction. So I've got four questions for you. And if you're ready, we'll get started.
Let's do it.
All right. You're a wordsmith. You've achieved so much, and you're a leading mind in what you do. What's one word as a wordsmith that has helped you achieve this level of excellence in your life?
I think one word that I would kind of go to would be consistency. And that's what I think has propelled me to be, I hate to be like, oh, I'm successful, but I think I just love my life, not even from a vocational standpoint, but from being a husband, being a father, being a friend. There were consistent folks in my life when I needed it most. And if it weren't for teachers or coaches who saw something that I didn't even see in myself, and through the thick and thin. I mean, it's cool when everything is cool, but when it's not, or when I was acting up, there were adults in my life who remained consistent, and I was able to see that and saw the effect that it had on me. So now I can apply that to consistently show my wife that I love her, consistently be growing in this academic, this teaching game, consistently trying to be a better father, because it was modeled for me so many years ago.
Outstanding. Influence. You speak to hundreds of kids daily, you speak to hundreds of adults all the time at different conferences and around the United States. You influence people, but sometimes it's superficial. They just take away bits and pieces. How do you really move someone at their core? How do you affect that long-term change and think in that way that you really hope for?
I think even in the spurts that I get to see, well, with the kids, it's a little bit more easier because it's relational, right? I think everybody has a desire to have relationships with folks. I know we have people who are introverted and don't, but everybody got somebody. I think we're inherently designed to desire companionship in some way, shape, or form. So when I'm with kids, obviously building that daily relationship with them by teaching in class, eating lunch with them every single day, going to their sporting events, that automatically propels the influence that I have over their lives because of the love that they see that I have for them. In situations like we were just in not too long ago, when it's these quick moments with adults who I may never see again, I still try to build that rapport with them and try to build as fast as a relationship as I can in the time that I have. Because even in that short amount of time, you can still make that connection with somebody. It might not be this long-lasting one, but not only does it help the content stick, but it helps people just feel special. And when they feel special, when they feel seen, when they feel connected, the things that you're telling them might stick a little bit better.
Yeah. I saw some of that today. That was really cool. You've been performing at a high level for a long period of time. You couldn't survive your job if you didn't perform at a high level each and every day. What elevated you above or past the norm or your peers or everyone else?
So I think at the base of all that, it'd be sports, right? Growing up in an area where sports was the way out. So like basketball was my game, and that was always trying to be better than the next guy. Even if it was my friend, like we still had that healthy competition. When the buzzer sounded, we were friends. But when that tip, it's game time, and I'm gonna try to do everything I can to.
Sure.
It's all love. So that was just always there, kind of growing up the way that I did. But it really got propelled when I went to RCA, right? Because I was a good teacher at my old school. Like I wasn't the best teacher, but I was one of the more respected teachers by everybody, and that was cool. But then when I got to RCA, it was kind of like I was the low man on the totem pole real fast.
Yeah.
So
you went to play for the 98 Bulls.
So right. So being there and being around excellence really because nobody wants to be the low man on the totem pole, right? So being around that excellence and being willing to sit back and say, yeah, I ain't.
Did you have to get hired by Kim Bearden? Was she in the interview?
She actually was not. It was Clark.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Kim was not in my interview. We had some text discussions, but Clark initiated all of it. That's incredible. Which, it was insane. It was quite the process. But you work at a place like RCA when you're around the rock stars that I'm thankful to be around. You ain't got you gotta be excellent. You gotta be.
No doubt. Last question. This speaks to your convictions. What grounds you in your toughest moments? Life's not easy. You faced a lot of hardships, I have no doubt. What keeps you centered?
Uh, I think it's my faith, really, and I didn't come to a saving faith until I was well into my almost 20s. But it also goes back to the consistency, because the men that were in my life, the ones that had the greatest influence on me, were Jesus followers, right? And they were consistent and consistently demonstrated the type of love that he did when he was walking this earth. So, and I wasn't even really with all of it, right? I was just like, oh, this is cool, and they're taking me to do things, and it was fun. But it was the consistency of love. Even when I was a jackrabbit and acting a fool, they still were kind, they still were patient with me, and it took a long time. So when I got to college, that's when it really became super duper real. And I mean, without that, I mean, I think I would be at a loss. I mean, it's my biggest want for my kids is to learn the ways and follow. And again, I know we're in a time where discussing politics, religion, things like that. But to answer your question, is my relationship with Jesus, and that's what pushes me to be the best, and not just to be the best so I can say I'm better, but so hey, we're in this thing. We're saying I'm going to come and bring you up because I want you. We all need to be on this level. So I mean, in being a husband and being a father and being a teacher, being a friend in life, anytime it gets crazy, because it does, I know that somebody else has my back.
Man. It's everything. I appreciate you being with me today.
Yes, sir.
You're the best.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.